live. Hi, and welcome to the BL Weekend Review, where we talk all things BL.
We'll start with some tea / what was trending last week. We'll go into what series started, what series ended, and then we are going to wrap it all up with our spoiler section, which today we will be covering Fourever You 2, The Sun from Another Star. Oh, so good. So if you want to stick around and talk more about that, stay with us till the end.
Absolutely. I'm your host, Songbird.
And I'm your host, Beth.
And before we get started today, I'd like to, draw your attention to the like button for this video. And also, if you have yet to subscribe to our channel, go ahead and give that a shot as well. We do this every week. We have shorts. I pull out a lot of the reviews from the live and make those separate video content. We are also, the big thing, reacting to Only Friends Dream On right now.
Yes, the next episode should be up shortly, and reacting to this series has been an adventure.
It has been. So, finally, join our live chat if you happen to be watching live. They're super friendly and always have a lot of fun. Beth, we have some fun tea this week. Go ahead.
Yes, we do. All right. So our first one here is the U.S. is getting another pair. Oh my gosh. And it's a pair from Do and D. So we are getting Gangnam Bing. Now this one is from a different company. I think it's called Ara. It's like ARA. But I believe that it's in conjunction with A Plan International, which if I'm not mistaken, they have done some other overseas events for some Thai artists. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see a different organizer for the first time with this one, and they are going to LA and New York, which is crazy. So yeah, we've got Thomas Gong, Didi Bor coming up, and now Gangnam Bing. They think that Americans have lots of money. I mean, I'm so excited that everyone is coming here, but everyone's gonna be poor.
That is so true. What is this? Like, I'm not going to make it to this one either, everyone. I'm like, an LA trip is not in the cards this year. So all of these Domandi artists that I wish I could have seen, it's not happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Even though they are performing in New York for this one, I really, really enjoy Gangnam Bing, and I would love to support Do and D. But I think for this one, I might only go if they have like a cheap option. If they've got any ticket under $100, I'll probably get it. But if it's like $150 or $200 for the lowest tier, then I'm not quite sure if I can make it. But we'll see what happens. They haven't announced their ticket information yet or anything for that. So yeah, we'll see. But it is exciting that more artists are coming and that more Do and D artists are coming. Because we haven't seen any Do and D artists since Steve New, like, I don't know, 3 years ago now at this point. So, yay.
That's true. So that part is super exciting. All right, next.
Huzzah! Okay, so I will be honest, I don't know all the background details of this. However, I know that Meryl Streep and, oh my God, why am I blanking her name right now? Songbird, what is her name?
You're expecting me to remember an actress's
name? Yes! Hold on. I literally, okay, someone can put her name in the chat because I'm an idiot and I just can't remember. These two lovely ladies were in Anne Hathaway. There we go. Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway were in Thailand for the Devil Wears Prada 2 premiere. And I believe that Goy and some other Thai artists were invited to the premiere, and they were also able to do little interviews with them, which is so cool. But this is Goy from, I'm sure some people might know her from the Goy Natty Dream channel on YouTube, but they do a lot of content with other artists and stuff. But it was so cute because Goy bought Muay Thai Thai boxing shorts for Meryl Streep and Anne, and it says Miranda and the whatever Anne's name is in Devil Wears Prada. What is it?
It says Miranda and Andy's name.
Yes, Miranda and Andy had said that on their shorts, which was so fun. And they were freaking out about it. Meryl Streep like put them on right there, and it was just really cute that it was a really nice gift. And so I thought it was so cool that Goy and other Thai artists got to interview them too. Like that was so amazing. So yay.
That's pretty awesome. We're going the other way around. We kept seeing all of these Thai artists being interviewed by this famous YouTube interviewer from the US, and now we've gone the other direction.
Exactly. So yeah, that's really cool. All right.
Oh,
okay.
Goodness, what is this?
So literally, again, I don't know the lore behind this video. I don't have any idea why Tay and Sky were in the middle of the park dancing. I don't know if they were filming content, but it looks like they're literally taking like a jazzercise class in the park. And this video went crazy viral. Like I think it has like 20 million views on it or something ridiculous.
No, it's up to 47 million now.
47 million. So 47 million people have watched Tay and Sky dancing in the middle of the park for no reason. So yeah, this is just funny and it was trending. And I wish if anyone knows the lore behind the video, please let me know, because I tried looking it up and I couldn't find like why they were there. It was just really funny.
There might not be a reason. They might have just been there and bam, viral.
You know? They might have just like happened upon that jazzercise class in the middle of the park.
This was super cool.
This is super cool. So if anyone watched Love of Silom, which came out last week, one, it's amazing. You should watch it. Two,
absolutely.
So yes. So this character, they play the character who is the owner of the host club. And so they apparently, and I didn't know this as I was watching, they are apparently a very famous drag performer in Thailand, an entertainer, and just a really big name in the LGBTQ plus like scene. And so that's a big thing in and of itself, like the fact they're in the show, but also just recently they participated in a bodybuilding competition. And so they were basically trying to show like, hey, we can do whatever we want. We can be whoever we want. Like I can be a beautiful drag performer on one day and then I can be a bodybuilder on the next day. And it's just so cool seeing these pictures. Like there's a side-by-side of them as a bodybuilder and them as in drag. And I just thought that was so cool and amazing. And it's really awesome that we get to see them in the series. So yeah. Just wanted to share.
That is, and can I say that makeup, that like rainbow makeup and that small top picture is like crazy.
Oh, beautiful. It's so good. I'm like, so
oh my gosh. I wonder if I made that bigger, if it would like not work. Oh no, it kind of works.
Oh, it's so good.
So pretty.
I love it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Love it. Okay. Onwards. Yeah, watch the show, guys. Anyway, okay. More.
Yes. So, as I mentioned, Thomas Gog and Titi Pour are coming to the U.S. I'm so happy that Titi Pour's show sold out. Yay!
Cool.
It looks like, I don't know if Thomas Gong has sold out yet. At the time of this post, it was not sold out, not quite sold out, but very close. And so I'm sure by the time it gets to the show, it will be sold out. But I'm just so happy that so many people showed up for them, because it's like some of the first times that these people are coming to the US, and it's just really exciting to see that everyone, is so excited to see them. And I know that Titi Pour specifically are very like humble and insecure and worried that they don't have a lot of fans. So the fact they sold out their fan meeting here is really awesome. So just wanted to share. I hope anybody who was trying to get tickets got them. I will be there. I'm excited. So yay.
Yay. I'm so glad for you. And then, yeah, it did occur to me just now that maybe, Titi Pour's, their series was more recent and Thomas Kong was a while ago. So perhaps that might be part of it, is just
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it is, because, everyone loves Thomas Gong. But yes, their series did end a little bit ago. So, oh my gosh.
This is a Domandi day. Okay.
Yes, a little bit. I mean, so we did have our Sea Keen fan meet and our Surf Java fan meet over last week, and they went super well. I just, I didn't clip any like little moments from them that were really cute, but, they, you know, GMMTV did have some fun moments also. And we got LOL coming up for them too, so that's exciting. And then we also, for D&D, we have DMD Land 3 coming up, so that's awesome. But yeah, lots of things. This last one is D&D has officially released all of their mascots now. Hooray! At least the ones that, you know, are gonna be available before D&D Land. So I had to write down all their names because I do not remember. So let's see. If we go from left to right, we've got the little fox down there at the bottom called Mr. Toki, which is Thomas and Gong. So it's a fox, and then he's got like little strawberry accessories for Gong, which is super cute. And then next to him we have Jukru, which is JJ naming him a silly thing, but he is a capybara and a carrot. So that is really cute. I love his coloring. I did see some shade for the fact that he is dark, which he's a mascot.
Oh so my God.
You know, really? I'm just going to put it out there that he's a mascot and he's adorable and he's a capybara.
But he's a capybara. Capybaras aren't white.
They are brown. So, you know, I think it's fun. I also think it's cool because like Net himself has a little bit of a darker skin tone, so I think it's also sort of representative of them. So anyways, we love Jukru. We think he's adorable. And so then next to him is I think that's Titipor. So it's Bok Bear, which is Titipor. It is a mix of a dog and a polar bear, which is super fun. Above them is Me Prow, which is Save. So it is like a little cat with like cat ears and a butterfly, which I think it's so cute that she's flying. Yeah. And then, okay, next to Bok Bear, if we go back down, we have Nong Zone, which is the one that Zinunyu has had out for a while, which is a cat and a blue husky. Then next to him, oh no, I'm sorry. I can't see wait.
I don't know. If
I think I said the wrong one. Oh no, I was right. Sorry. The next one is Tea Milk. So that one is Latte Kim. It's like a dog, and then I don't know exactly what they mixed together, but I think it's just the idea of like latte from his name and milk, and like I think that Kim is. It almost looked like. It's almost like a dog and a marshmallow, and like, I don't know. I think they just kind of mix a lot of different concepts together, which is super cute. And then we've got Heart D, which I think we announced last week, but this is Max and Nats with the little T-Rex hat hoodie thing, and then the little baby inside, which is super cute. And then we have next to Hearty is Rainy, which is still First Ones, which has been out for a while now. She's just a cute little girl in a little raincoat. And then we have OA, which is Gangnam Bings, which is a duck with a rabbit head. And then above them, we have Alinor, which of course is an alien with a turtle shell for Tutor Yim, which is so cute. And we officially have, at least so far, we officially have genders. So the girls are Rainy, Heart D, Tea Milk, and Me Prowl. So everyone else so far is a boy. No one specified if anyone is a they, like Nong Noong from GMTV, C Keen is like, oh, it's just a mascot. They can be whatever they want. So I think we just have boys and girls here, but they're super cute. I'm excited to see. I think they're getting full mascots for the concert, like actual suits for everybody. So we'll see how they all turn out. And I'm sure there's going to be a ton of merch with them and stuff. But I like that Dumandi did sort of. Like, they're all sort of in the same style, if that makes sense. Like, they have this certain animation style they put everybody in, which is, I think, really cute. So, and I've seen so much amazing fan art out there for them, like people making them like little anime characters, which is cute. I'm sure people have done that for GMMTV too. I just haven't seen as much of it. But, it's like, it's just fun and exciting and,
Very, very cool.
So there we go.
All right. There we go.
That is our tea for the week.
All of the tea. It's on the
All
low
of the
end this week,
tea.
guys. Oh my goodness.
Oh
On
yeah,
the low.
Katie says, how is that even something that crosses someone's mind about he's a capybara and thinks he's too dark? Yeah, I agree. You know, there were a lot of people on the internet that were like, what is happening? And so I guess at the end of the day, people just find things to complain about, honestly.
Okay. All right. And I have an aside before we get into coming soon, and that is for the series Woo. That is scheduled to air on Gaga Ooh La La. Guys, before you go up in arms, watch episode 0. There's my tip for you for today. All right. Onwards. So, for the coming soon category, we only have 2 series this week. It's a little on the low end, but we have lots of stuff coming up in May. So, this is just, this is like the end of April. May is going to be a glorious month. Anyway, okay. So the first series that's coming is called Private Galaxy. I think this is the second iteration of the English translation for the name. It is coming out on Thursday, apparently, which is interesting because there's no platform announcements yet. So I don't know where it's coming out, but it is coming out on Thursday somewhere. So we will find out where. It's from China, and it seems to be like just a story of two men's lives. Like the preview was feeling like it like showed 2 celebrities who were dating who were outed and then had to deal with the repercussions of that. But then also part of the preview just went way further on in life. So I'm like, okay, life story vibe more than like surrounding like a specific event and the repercussions and all that thing, because it goes way beyond that first event that they were showing. The other series that's starting is called The Boyfriend Express. It is coming out on Saturday, and it is from the Philippines on the Oxen Films YouTube channel. But they are doing it. They're doing it in conjunction with another production company, so it's not just their production house. It's 2. I don't remember the name of the other company. Still, the preview actually kind of looked interesting, to be honest. We've got the fake boyfriend to lovers vibe, but it was like an escort for hire and a scam to make money to pay off a debt. And like it seemed kind of complex, but also, in Oxen typical fashion, like probably is going to have some raunchier elements to it, I would assume.
I'm sure.
Still, I think I'm gonna try episode 1 and see. Like I tried the mermaid one. That one wasn't for me, but you never know. This one might be for me.
Yeah, I haven't watched an Oxen Films show in a minute, so maybe I'll try this one again and see like how have they, grown in a few years or whatever. Because yeah, I think it's been a little bit since I've watched anything from them.
Fair. Okay, so Private Galaxy was early known as Galaxy in Your Ear. So Private Galaxy, I think might be. I like that title a little better. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's coming out. When did I take on stuttering as a thing? I don't know. Okay. So, yeah, you're gonna have to go hunting yourself, I suppose. I went hunting again today. Definitely no platform announcements. And it's not in the coming soon on any platforms either. So I don't know the plan for that series. Normally by now they'll have told us because it's Thursday. All right. So we're on to the we watched episode 1 of everything this week, guys, and we're going to let you know if you should binge it or watch it week to week. So here it comes.
All right. So our first one today that we're going to talk about is called Flower Boy. It's with Pearl and Peak. We last saw them in Love in the Moonlight, I believe it was called. It's airing on Saturdays. It's from Thailand. It's on Gaga Ooh La La. And it is a fantasy romance drama. Definitely leans toward fantasy. So basically, the little synopsis here is So, an heir to a perfume company is led to believe that their most popular scent from the past came from a person from a special tribe in the backcountry of Chiang Mai. And the only way to save his father, because his father is so stressed out that, the company is having issues, is to bring the scent back and to find someone from this tribe. So, he sets out to find somebody ready to exploit him. And of course, he comes upon someone from the tribe. So, personally, I really enjoyed episode 1. I just think that the premise is so interesting. We haven't really toyed with a lot of this yet in BL, where it's like someone's from a different race or from a different, kind. I mean, we've had a couple mermaid ones now, or merman ones, but yeah, it's really I guess we had some vampire ones too, but yeah, this one is it's sort of like, I don't know, it's sort of like forest people, like druids, like fairies, reminds me of something like that, where they are, they stay only in their clan and they don't like outsiders, sort of thing. But yeah, the cinematography was great. I liked the script too. I would definitely watch this one week to week, because I think that there's a lot of details in it, and I feel like I don't know if binging it I would be able to process everything. I feel like I would want the time from week to week to really take it all in, but I don't know. Some people might just want to breeze through it. I will watch this one week to week.
Absolutely. And I think this one only has 8 episodes, so it's 8 weeks of our time.
Yes, exactly.
I'll be watching week to week too, because I have a feeling, that people on social media will be throwing theories around, and like, I don't know, when it's that kind of show, participating with a large community ends up just being really fun instead of just, being by yourself watching it. So for this one, because of the nature of it, I would watch it week to week. Super fantasy. I was even wondering if the tribe existed on like another plane or something. I don't think that's much as too much of a spoiler to give anything away, but I was wondering if it wasn't even.
You could totally be right, because they don't give it away in episode 1. So
Right.
that could be, like maybe there's a portal, maybe there's like a password, maybe there's, I don't like,
Who
we don't know
knows?
yet how we get there. So it's going to be interesting to see, as it develops, like what they show us.
Absolutely. So I guess we're both on the same page there. Watch this one week to week. That's our humble opinion, anyways.
Yes.
All right. So the next series started on Sunday, and will be on Sundays. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be yet, but it's titled 1 Year. It's on the Kantana Cole YouTube channel. It is romance and drama, but this is also different. We've got some really kind of unique premises coming out this week. Kind of all of them, really, maybe with the exception of one, are pretty different. So this one is a chef. It's about a chef who can only remember the last 24 hours of his life on any given day. Like, he falls asleep, he wakes up the next day, and he can't remember anything that happened before that. So 24-hour at a time kind of person. And then we have this spoiled rich guy coming in from the city. This is set in Phuket. So it's got a tourist edge to it. It's actually been partially funded by the government because of that.
Oh, cool.
And this rich guy wants this chef who can't remember anything, to teach tourists how to cook. Like, that's the one thing that seems to come innately to him, is he seems to just know how to cook. That's what he's got. That's the one skill that seems to remain. And like, they'll say, "Oh, can you make this?" He's like, "I don't think so. Some reason I remember how to make that, but I, don't remember people or places or events or anything else." But
Intriguing.
So it's a little different. So that's like the general premise. What could go wrong? As far as watching it, I actually was kind of impressed overall. And there was some choppy editing. but not so bad as to like make you lose the story or anything like that. You know, just a couple of moments where I was like, oh, that was abrupt, you know, that kind of thing. Um, the story was easy to follow, and I think it could go either way. You could binge it or watch it week to week, but it's actually one that I'll be keeping going with because I found it really, really interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that. I have not gotten the chance to watch this one yet, but it's I'm definitely gonna catch up and watch it later this week. Songbird, I'm not sure if you saw this too, but it seems like the uncut version is on View and YouTube is a rerun of the cut version. Do you know if that's correct from the information you got?
That seems to like that is correct. Yeah, View Thailand has the uncut version of it,
Okay.
which might be that choppy editing that I was referring to. Maybe it's not choppy. Maybe those were cuts. That is quite possible, guys. The made for TV version is on YouTube. So
Okay.
if you wanted to VPN into Thailand, you could watch it uncut on View. View does offer subtitles. It probably does have subtitles. You could give it a shot. Maybe I'll do that at some point if I have time. That might be interesting to see if the choppy editing is just because it's the cut version.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting. I didn't think about that, but yeah, I guess because sometimes that does happen. Huh. We'll have to test it. We'll have to test the theory.
We will. Someone will have to VPN it. Okay, so a lot of people didn't watch 1 year. Well, now everybody knows it exists. It exists, and I think it's at least worth trying and seeing if it's your cup of tea or not.
Yeah, I'm so curious if they're gonna are they gonna fix his memory somehow, or is he just gonna stay that way the whole series? Like, I'm just curious where they're gonna take that part of the plot.
Right? I'm curious as well. And like the opening scene was really well done, which makes me think the choppy editing was because it was cut. Because the opening scene spoke of time and effort and some budget.
Oh, okay.
So,
Cool. I can't wait to watch it. All right.
Okay.
So our next one is that came out last week is Fake Fact Lips, a lovely translation from it is airing on Fridays. It is from Japan on Gaga Ulala, our place for Japanese BL. It is romance comedy. It's definitely enemies to lovers. So basically,
Actually, wait, I should have added it. I think I saw it on IGE too. This is like maybe the first one.
Oh, okay.
That was also somewhere else. So just throwing that out there. So if you have IGE, check for it. I think I saw it there.
Love that. So yeah, it's definitely basically two men who are competing in everything and they add love into the mix of their competition. For me, okay, this one is definitely over the top, old style fanfic BL, guys. Like those stereotypes where we were like, oh, we're over those now. It is definitely one of those. The situations are a little fantastical. I was like, are we really going this way? But, you know, if we're okay with the over the top aspect of it, if we're okay with being like, this probably wouldn't happen in real life, it's really fun. I think that the acting is good. I think that it'll be interesting, even within the crazy, you know, plot, even within the crazy premise. I think it's always fun to watch how they bring the two characters together with an enemies to lovers plot. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna still watch it. I was just like, is this really where we're going?
I thought I watched that with my mom.
Oh no.
But it was absolutely hilarious. I was like, what is happening right now? In fact, that's one of the comments here. So let's read them. We have Valerie saying it was hilarious. We have Katie saying they enjoyed it for the most part, but were a bit surprised by some of it. And they were like, what am I watching right now?
Yes, exactly.
It's cute though, because they're saying like Katie makes a good point. They're clearly besties in love forever. And not really even exactly rivals.
I like that. I like that theory, Katie. I mean, yes, you're totally right. It's just cute because they've convinced themselves that they're rivals. So I guess it's more of like, they're putting that out into the world when really they feel differently.
But I mean, come on, they're like remembering exact things about each other from high school, and it's like 10 years later.
Oh yeah.
Besties forever, absolutely.
Cognac Girl says it really was so funny. It was. Also says it was okay, and I really liked the actors who portrayed them in high school. That's a good point. The actors
That's
who
true.
played their high school counterparts, I really liked their acting. It was like supernatural and really like they had chemistry too. And I was just like, wow, because a lot of times when we don't see a lot of the past or past lives or whatever, I feel like sometimes the casting for those is maybe not as good or rushed because they, are only in a few scenes. But here, I feel like these two really did a good job. I really enjoyed them as well.
And I appreciated that we didn't just see the older actors dressed in high school uniforms.
Yeah, I like that too. I liked when they tried to find, and I feel like they looked like their adult counterparts too. I was like, wait a minute, how did they get people who looked so much like them? It was really cool.
That is.
So yes,
okay,
for binging or watching week to week, I don't know. Honestly, I'll probably watch it week to week just because it's easier for me. But because of how silly this one is, it might be a good binge because you could just like binge all the silliness all at once. Unless if you could watch it week to week, if you need like that little pop of comedy in your week, like you're watching all these other things and you're like, I just need something that is like brain rot silliness that I'm just, gonna watch. I think that maybe then you can watch it week to week.
Absolutely. We have like 3 shows wrapping up on Friday too. So Fridays will be less shows. So that would be, a reason it might be a hole to fill on your Friday. I think binging it might be more fun, to be honest. Katie also thinks it's going to be a good binge. We're on the binge train. Okay, so I'm going with the binge here on this one. But yeah, I think that's a cool idea. If you need a splash of cuteness, it's also useful for that.
Definitely.
Okay, so next.
The next one.
We're both excited. Okay, maybe we do a second reaction, like a second. Obviously, we're watching it, but we could do like a second time reaction to the show.
Honestly, I think we
should
just we could start reacting from the episode that's out after Only Friends, and then we could like do a retroactive reaction to all the rest or something.
We could do that too. Yeah, absolutely. We want to react to the show, guys. We just don't have time.
I know. It's like, it's so good. Okay. Continue.
All right. Okay. Love of Silom, in case you are wondering what we're giggling about right now, is airing on Fridays. We had episodes 1 and 2 this last Friday. It started with a bang. Like the opening scene was kind of crazy. And that was not a spoiler. You can go watch the opening scene and decide for yourself. Okay. So it's from Thailand. It is on WeTV. 10 cents here in the US. Guys, if you happen to be watching this and you're like, huh? Don't look up WeTV in the US. Well, you can. You'll find music videos and all sorts of stuff, but you will not find Asian television. You really do have to look up 10 cents. Okay, onwards. It is romance. It is drama. It is comedy. It is crime. It's all the things all wrapped up in one very pretty package. And essentially, the base of the premise is, can 2 men from very different worlds come together? And I don't know, we'll find out about that part, right? But in the meantime, you have cinematography to grace your eyes. You have fantastic acting. You have Poom, who is beautiful. By the way, this is Up and Poom, who did my stand-in last. These roles are very, very different from their last roles. And just Poom plays Wyu, and he's really, really adorable. And then we've got your uptight police officer, played by Up, and he's mostly just called police officer, so his name is eluding me because
Crit.
Crit, yeah, okay. Who just, yeah, so their contrast is nice. The premise was set up really well. Super fun first 2 episodes. I think you should watch this one week to week.
I agree. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Like their acting has always been amazing, but the way that Up, it always impresses me when someone can play a character who's supposed to be expressionless, but they still can emote in like with their eyes and with their micro expressions on their face, because Up has clearly done so much homework on his character, because he's supposed to be this very kind of cold, but not necessarily cold, but just sort of expressionless officer who's very like composed. But you can see the subtlety. And when he smiles at Poom's character, when he, looks and when he reacts to things, like you can see the emotions in his face, even if it's really small. And then Poom, he's playing this like a lovable, dorky, sort of younger character that like also is confident in certain moments and, is sort of innocent and just like still, Joe in my stand-in was still innocent, but like totally different vibe. Like I feel like Joe and his character here are just totally different vibes, and I love like him giggling in the room and stuff was so cute.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just like, these two, and their chemistry is insane as always.
Then,
and
the contrast between that and the sauna scene was like kind of incredible.
So good. And I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about the action scenes because we've got the director of Kin Porsche over here. So, like, yeah, and I mean, the action scenes in my stand were good too. So, I loved those. And yeah, it's just cool. I feel like it's interesting how it takes place in like, I guess it's like the red light district of Thailand, or I don't know if it is in real life.
It felt like
at least
that.
In this show, it's sort of like that, and so it's just cool that the way that they're portraying everything. And I love the side characters too, like the other hosts at the bar. I was like, I don't know any of these actors. They're all new faces to me, but like they're so fun and crazy and like perfect for their roles. I was like, oh, I'm like falling in love with them too. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if there's a side couple in this or not, but it'll be interesting to see if anything happens with them or like the other characters.
For sure. Well, it's 12 episodes long, so we got a full on series here to watch it, and
I can't wait. Watch this one week to week. Watch it week to week. It's so good.
All right. Cognac Girl says they did such a great job introducing the main characters and giving them distinct personalities. Up and Poom are so amazing in their roles, and yay for another Gunner role that looks complicated.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, Gunner was so scary and amazing. I was like, dude, you are a crazy villain right now, and I loved it. I was so happy that he got to play that part. I was just like, he's like popping up in all these shows lately, and I'm like, yes, Gunner, good for you. I'm happy for him.
Onwards then, I guess.
All right. So the next one, well, the last one that came out was Blackout. It is airing on Thursdays from China on the Secrets of Us YouTube channel. It is romance drama, and it's basically two men who are already in a relationship, and they're trying to rekindle their romance on a getaway. But they come across someone else who tries to kind of get in the way and make things messy a little bit. The first episode for me was, we have our classic, like pretty decent production quality from this channel, in my opinion. And I don't know, it was interesting because it just seems sort of real. Like I feel like couples go through this all the time where they're like, how do we rekindle the spark? Like how do we feel like we're in love again? Everything just feels like so routine. So we're going to try like different things to like bring it back. And I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see how they move forward with the third person. Like, are we going to try a poly relationship for a second? Are we going to are they going to come in and we're going to feel jealous? So then that brings back the spark. Like, and it's going to be interesting to see how they incorporate that third person.
It will be. You see all the little thumbnails, right? Because for members only, I think a whole bunch of episodes, maybe all of them have already been released.
I think so, yeah.
And the final one was a very interesting picture of the three of them. So I don't have the membership, but I'm curious if they go the poly route with it, just based
Yeah.
on a thumbnail. Um, anyways, I don't like the cheating trope at all, although this could go a different route,
It could.
admittedly.
It could.
And if it does, you guys can let me know and maybe I'll give it a try. But I don't like the cheating trope in general. For some reason, it just rubs me the wrong way. So I probably won't continue this one in the meantime. However, if I were to continue it, obviously for me, it would be a binge series because I don't like the short episodes week to week.
Yeah, I think that this could be a good binge. Especially, yeah, I don't know. I just think I think that because the episodes are a little shorter, it might be easier to sort of follow the story and follow the emotional arc if you binge it.
Mm,
Excuse me. But yeah, Aso says that this story, because I know Aso loves our Secrets of Us YouTube channel, this story is again different from the typical ones from Secret of Us. It's true. I really liked the song and that it was subtitled. Yeah,
sure.
that's really awesome. I do enjoy when they subtitle the songs because a lot of times, there's not enough space to subtitle them or whatever, and
Yeah.
so we kind of miss the whole like reason why they chose the song because of the lyrics and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So it is cool when that happens. So yay, I love that.
Absolutely.
All right, so we didn't have a lot, but we did have a few finales that happened this last week. We will, so no spoilers in this section yet. We will go more into some spoilers later, but we basically talk about, who would like the show, what themes are in it, if you enjoy X, Y, and Z, then, which shows would you like that out of the ones that ended. So, Songbird, what's our first one?
We've got, gosh, I'm going to butcher the name. Okay, Koi Naam Na Do, which is from India. And it's on the Last Leaf Pictures YouTube channel, which is our new YouTube channel for exclusive Indian content. This is their second
Yes.
show they've done this year so far on there.
Love
There's
that.
7 episodes. Episodes are actually 20 to 30 minutes long. Again, it is drama, it is romance-ish, it is friendship. One thing I will say about this is I would say this is BL adjacent as far as storyline goes, rather than true BL. It is the romance is different. Um, it's like exploring the different ways people express love without getting into too much detail. And as usual, just feels very slice of life, very grounded, very realistic, like you're just going along with these two dudes. And it takes you on an emotional arc, and it's got a good storyline, and the acting, obviously, to make it feel grounded, to make it feel like you're going along with these two dudes live, the acting has to be good. So I would think that it's going to be for anyone who just wants to explore the different ways that different types of love that exist in the world. There's
Hmm.
no show that I can compare it to.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's a thing of its own. I
I
can't think
love
of one that quite fits this exact scenario. But I can see the scenario happening in real life.
that. Ooh.
I just don't think that I've seen it explored at all.
Okay.
So there it
I love when
is.
shows like take a more realistic approach, like there are things that happen in life that I don't know, maybe haven't been talked about in the media or people think there aren't interesting so they don't show them. So it's cool when something shows us like a different perspective.
Absolutely. Let's see. DeLorean says that the show was really good, and I
Hmm.
liked how they are building a world with each other of their series. I wasn't sure where it was going, but was happy with the ending. Yeah, there should be a second season. That is a good point. They did hint at it. It wasn't like the other show, Mujerang Day, which was like explicitly stated, stay tuned for season 2. But this one was more like hinted at a second season, but it does seem to be going that route. So
Oh, cool.
yes, they are building worlds, and I kind of like that as well. They are building two main acting duos for the platform, it seems like, more or less. So that's cool.
That's so fun. I'm so excited that this channel exists. It's like a new thing for, you know, maybe it's gonna cause more people to be able to produce BL there, you know?
And exciting because I did see a little celebratory video. The first episode of this one has reached 1 million views already,
Oh, yay.
which is
That's so
pretty
great.
cool. So yeah, these are up and coming guys. I would check out this channel, Last Leaf YouTube channel. I guess I'm touting it a little bit. I hope I used the right word there. I guess I'm like promoting it a little bit of my own volition because I think they're worth looking into for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
High production quality too. Like there's a couple of moments that have like that abrupt musical transition, which makes it feel abrupt.
Mm,
They're still working out a few of the editing kinks, but like for the most part, it's runs really smoothly, which is really cool.
that's really cool. I love that. Yay. Love
Yay!
supporting like smaller artists or smaller companies. All right. And so our next one is Fourever You 2, The Sun from Another Star. So we have our Artit and Tautok story. And it's the fourth story in Forever You. There is one story left, but they are sort of outside of that group of like the 4 doctors and the 4 boyfriends or whatever. But I'm so excited for that 5th story because they're so cute and they were really cute in the first Forever You. Anyways, this one is from Thailand. It is on WeTV/Tencent. There were 8 episodes, 1 hour long. It is romance, drama, and supernatural because there are ghosts. There are ghosts in this one. I thought it was so cute. I don't know, the script writing and the directing and the cinematography for all of Forever You 2 so far has just been so lovely. And I really, really enjoyed these 2 crazily different characters coming together. I mean,
True.
the way that they like were there for each other in their vulnerable moments and the way they slowly like started liking each other and just watching Artit's like journey honestly was so beautiful because he went from like not thinking love existed to like falling and being so shocked at himself, and then you know I mean I won't spoil it too crazily, but like it was just a really lovely arc, and the acting from the 2 of them was so great, and I just think the characters are really fleshed out, and it was just really 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 lovely. I think that you'll like this one if you like sort of like closed off characters kind of open up, or if you like the story of like someone who's like, love, what is love? I'm like, you know, I'm so much cooler than love, and then you know they fall in love or whatever. I think that you will, you know, if you like a good height difference, you'll like this one. That's purely by looks, but yeah, I mean, also if you enjoy seeing like the character that's like, what is love? If you enjoy seeing their vulnerable side, like a character that doesn't show their vulnerable side to anybody except one other character, I think that this one's definitely for you. I loved that aspect of it as well. It's like, you know, they show one face in front of everyone except for like their special person sort of thing.
Aww.
I think that's really cute. So yeah, my little mini review. What did you think, Songbird?
I thought it was. I mean, you summarized it so well. I'm trying to think if I have any additional details to add to that. Also, I'm thinking of like, are there any comparative things that we could make? Like, if you like this show, you'll like this show. But honestly, because of the way the roles, like the way the roles are, and who plays what and what kind of character, this is another one that I'm not entirely sure there's a comparative value that can be made
Yeah, I
because
feel
of
like
that. So,
yeah, I just feel like it's so different. And even though there's some sort of tropes that we've seen before, it's like the way the characters were. I don't
just so
know.
starkly different from other series
It really
that
was.
it's hard
Yeah.
to find like a comparative series, which is a good thing.
It is. Yeah. It's really cute. Let's see. Katie says, I loved Artit's relationship with his dad. Yes, that was so funny. I loved
Oh my
them
gosh.
when like they
What
were
was
trying
that?
to be, they were trying to be cute, and the dad was like, he would be like, hey, here, like, what are you doing? Like,
Right?
so funny. Oh, I can't. Cognac Girl says, besides a minor hiccup for me, ooh, I want to know what this minor hiccup was. I loved their
We'll find out
story.
soon.
The last episodes are some of my favorites. I liked how Doubt opened up. Yeah, that was really sweet to see. Direk and Artit, that's the dad. Yeah, I have a relationship that reminds me of mine and my dad's. Wait, that's so cool. Cognac Girl.
That is super fun.
I love that. I love that. That's because some people were like, oh, parents would never act like that in real life. Well, you are an example. It'd be like, hey, it is real.
There you go. Love it.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
And you wanted to mention Running Man Thailand.
Oh yeah, well, so we will go into more with Fourever You in the spoiler section, so please stay if you want to stay. But I just wanted to throw a mention out there. I know it's not BL, but we've been talking about it. Running Man Thailand did end, and they did say season 1. So obviously season 2 will be coming. I have a feeling it's going to be with different actors just because it was hard enough to get these actors all together. So I have a feeling they'll probably branch out again. But so fun, such a ridiculous show. It was really funny to see like Jeff Satter's crazy side and like New's journey through from episode 1 to the last episode. He becomes a crazy person, and like seeing everyone interact was so funny.
One thing that didn't end up in our tea, but I've seen it everywhere. That was an off-roads like kind of off the wall scene from Running Man Thailand.
Oh yeah, so Dao and Off Road had to fight each other in Running Man Thailand in the final episode, and they basically had a moment where like Off Road was on top of him, and then when they were struggling, and Off Road, it sort of looked like he kissed him on the cheek in one moment. It was like a whole thing. That was really funny and cute, and all the other actors were like totally being like BL fangirls, like Sawai. They were like, oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? And then like New and Tay ran around, and they were like, we want a better angle, so they like ran around to the other side of the ring. It was really funny. So
anyway, yes, that's what was everywhere. And I think
I don't know, maybe I saw it and then just scrolled past and forgot to bookmark it. But yeah, that was definitely a fun moment. There were also moments of New being a crazy person, and like, oh man, it was cute. Everyone was cheering him on. They were like, New, you've become a tiger instead of a kitten. And I was like, that's adorable.
Valerie's like, BL ships did appear together on Running Man. It is true. So we have an excuse to talk about it. There you go.
It's true. There you go. Yeah, because Z came on for New and Offroad came on for Dao. Actually, it was really cool because I have a feeling that originally they just pulled Off-Road in to replace Dao because Dao broke his finger. But then I think they realized, wait, Off-Road's actually a really good like candidate for this show. And then they pulled him on for so many other shows because he was so good. He was like strong and fast and silly and like just really awesome. And so I was like, yes, this is great. Compared to like Z, who Z didn't really know what he was doing. And he was like, dude, you had to drag him everywhere, which was hilarious. Because, Z works out a lot, but I would not necessarily say he's athletic. He's not someone who like does a lot of sports or anything. So I think, he was kind of like, what's happening? But yeah, I was trying to guess like who would be on the second season because they clearly pull from all throughout the entertainment industry, not just BL. So I was trying to think of like who's really popular that they would try to pull. Like who would be the next candidate from like GMMTV or from, I was like Junior would be hilarious on Running Man.
Oh, he would be. That would be great.
Who else? I feel like Dole and First One from Do and D would be really funny.
Maybe, although were they the ones on one and they were just like they were on one, correct? They were on one of the episodes.
No, it was PP4 that were on.
Oh, okay. And I was like, no. Let's leave those poor babies out. Okay.
No, Thipi would be really funny on the show. I think he would need more time to get used to playing with the older people because Thipi is just way too considerate. He's like, I can't hurt you, I can't like mess with you. So like he wouldn't do anything on the show. But if he got past that, he'd be fine. But yeah, I think the first one would be really funny. Who like in the comments, like say, do you guys have any candidates? I'm trying to think of other people in the industry that would be funny. Like maybe Boki Lion would be cute, like from T-pop, or maybe who's really cool in For Eve? Jorin. I feel like Jorin would be really funny on the show. She seems a little scrappy. Or Punch from For Eve would be really cool. Yeah, I think. I don't know. It'd be fun. I would be interested to see who else that can grab.
Absolutely. Okay, so we are moving on.
Yes.
To the spoilers.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen or want to talk about Fourever You, The Sun from Another Star, this is your cue to exit, and we will see you next week.
Thank you so much for hanging with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But now, we're moving into segment 2, which is heavy spoilers about our teeth and Dao talk. And we'd already gotten started on the conversation. Now I'm almost wishing that we'd put the Running Man Thailand before Fourever You. But hindsight's 2020. Anyways, okay, so bye, Usul. All right.
Bye, Usul. Thank you.
And bye, Valerie. A couple people leaving today. That's okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. So Fourever You is all right. So it is. What do we want to talk about? We're kind of leaving today open-ended. Today is very open-ended. No notes.
Hardly any notes. Do you have a favorite scene that you really loved?
I was thinking we go bigger first, like let's talk about just the actors and the story and like we mentioned role reversal. Now we can tell everybody what we mean by that.
Yeah, true. Well, I just loved how Artit went from this cool guy who was like, love, what is love? Love isn't for me. And like he thought that, it's so much better not to have it because you can't get hurt. And that's the case for so many people, is that they put up the wall because they don't want to get hurt. And they're like, I'm fine without it. But then Dao Tok comes in the picture, and he's this person who is just so weird and also sort of blunt like him, but in a different way. And so I think, they were he saw the goodness in Dao Tok, and I think the moment when Dao Tok accidentally like read his feelings and was just like, why are you so sad? And like, he finally had someone he could open up to about his sadness and his vulnerability, because Dao Tok like accidentally like discovered it, sort of thing. It was just so lovely to see him slowly open up and slowly be like, wait, I like want to be around him. And then, oh wait, I think he's cute. And then, oh wait, like what am I feeling? Because I've never felt this before. And then, oh, okay, now that I'm okay with my feelings, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to flirt like hardcore and just like make him mine, sort of thing. And just seeing that whole arc of like, yeah, it was just really beautiful. And I really enjoyed how it was gradual, like even though we only had 8 episodes, they really drew it out long enough where to me it seemed very realistic. It was like, oh, this makes sense. It didn't happen in like 2 episodes,
It's true. And I want to just talk about the fact that our smaller, shorter person, who is clearly the more feminine side of the relationship in this particular case, is the really closed off, cold one.
Yeah, very true.
And the one who is the more masculine one, the one who is the clearly masculine part of the relationship in this particular case, is the kind of fiery, hot-headed one.
Yeah, it's really cool
Which
because
turns into kind of like so I feel like that's where the role reversal came in. Normally it's opposite. We've got the stone cold masculine dude and the soft, sweet, funny, kind of fiery feminine.
mhm.
And I feel like this time they kind of went the other direction, which was refreshing to me.
Yeah, it is really cute, I think. Uh oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name right now? Playing Daltok was just so cute. And it's actually really cool that we got to see him play a character that is a little more cold and closed off because in real life is like all over the place, you know. He's like silly
Oh,
and fun and like just, making
interesting.
jokes all the time. And he had to play this character that was more, also sort of similar to Up's character in Love of Silom, where like he was more expressionless, and I
Hmm.
think he became desensitized, at least in my opinion, because of one, his ex, and two, because of all the ghosts he encountered. Like once
Yeah,
you encounter so many ghosts in that space, like, and they're so emotional and they're so crazy and they're freaking out, I feel like he adapted to be the colder one so he could cut them off
sure.
and make them calm down, sort of thing. And so it was really interesting to see him go from this cold or closed off person to, our feet like slowly chipped away at the ice and he opened up
That's true.
and it's funny too because he's really blunt in his own way. Like he says some stuff that maybe Artit would say, but in a different way. And so it's like that's
Hmm.
how they sort of connected with their sense of humor. And it was really cute to see more of that come out, like as he opened up, like in the later episodes, he would make some
It's true.
comments, and our feet would be like, "Oh, like what do you say? Like that's so funny," sort of thing. And so, yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
I did too. All right,
Yeah.
so favorite scenes. I honestly, I would say it's more like a favorite episode. I liked the one where the first time they went to California
Hmm.
and to find if his mother is still around in a ghost or not.
Hmm.
And just like the heartbreak of RT realizing that his
Oh.
mom is really gone, which was really sad for him. I think there had to have been some kind of like, oh, that's good, that all that remains is like this really loving vibe, which means that there was a lot of love there.
Hmm. No, that's really great, and that scene really got me too. It was like, oh, when Daltok like sat in the chair and he got affected and started crying and was just like she was happy when she left and like all this stuff, I was just like,
Mhm.
stop. It was so emotional and so well done. And to see our feet like break down that way was like,
Mhm.
oh, so
Yeah,
good.
the first wall's broken down, I think, happened in
Hmm.
California.
No, I
Glorianne
totally
says there's a
agree.
lot left out. It should have been 10 episodes. Okay. Well, for those of us who didn't read it, I I don't know, it was satisfying and didn't feel like there was anything missing.
Yeah, I think that they crafted a really lovely story from what they had cuz again, I didn't read the novel either and
Hmm.
I felt like very satisfied with it. But it's interesting to know, I mean, of course, a lot of stuff is always left out from the novel. It's interesting to know
Hmm.
because I would love to learn more about the characters, so maybe I'll go read the novel now. Like I love that. I think that let's see what else. Dorlan said, I was worried that people wouldn't like Artit and Dao because of the ghosts and that they haven't been shown much in the other stories, but it seemed like people really like them. Oh, yay! No, it's so cool. It's so true. I think people really, really fell in love with them after this. I'm actually worried about the fifth couple because of that, because they did not appear again at all, except for like 2 seconds in this last story. So I'm afraid that people forgot about them, but they were one of my favorite ones in the
They
first
were
Fourever You. So I really hope that people watch and fall in love with them again because they are great. Um,
the whole reason we're
and
getting
from
their love story is because of that, I think. I remember watching that first, I was like, wait a second, we're missing the end of a story.
right?
And so I'm glad they're wrapping that story up. Thank you. And then Artit, actually for me, DeLorean, Artit ever since, and he wasn't even in the scene, but his friends were talking about him being in South America and getting eaten by piranhas. That was it for me. He was my favorite character, sight unseen or sight barely seen at that moment in time. And when I saw that he was going to have his own story, I was like, okay, that's going to be my favorite already.
No, I love that. Yes, he's such an interesting character. And at first, like when I first saw the preview for this story, I was like, oh, am I really gonna like them? But as I was watching, I was like, no, I fell in love with them. They're amazing. Tiger and Now's story is wild. People are gonna be shocked. Oh, don't tell me that. I am so excited. I literally
bring it on.
Oh, I love a good best friends to lovers story. I really do, because I just love seeing when the person who has the crush finally breaks and like comes out, or when they discover it, or however the discovery happens.
Right.
Like, I love seeing how the writer does that, and so I can't wait. Yes. So I feel like for me, I don't know if I have a favorite scene. I think the one that you talked about with where Artit finally broke down was really probably my favorite. But one of the other scenes I just kind of want to mention is like maybe one that some people might not think of. I really appreciated the one scene where it's like sort of leading into what could be like an NC scene where Daltok comes in his shorts, I think, and Artit like basically sort of, you know, is more aggressive towards him. And then Daltok is like, wait, and Artit has to stop. And he like, you know, he does stop and he has a moment. But I guess I just appreciated, because, you know, I'm not, as most of us are, I'm not a huge fan of like non-con or like, you know, the forcing and trope and everything. But I thought that scene actually showed a really important part of Artit's character, where like, Artit used to be a playboy. Like, he used to be someone who would just like sleep with whatever and sleep with whoever, you know? And so the fact that they showed that like that part was still in him. Like, yes, he's changed a lot when he's with Daltok, but the fact that like it took him over for a second. He like went back into his old, you know, mode. And then he was like, oh wait, and Daltok stopped him, and he's like, okay, I have to like, you know, I have to kind of rein this in. I have to be better for the person that I'm now like actually falling in love with. I don't know. I thought that showed really nice character growth, also because it didn't happen again, and kind of with the whole arc I was talking about earlier, it didn't happen in 2 seconds. It wasn't like, oh, I fell in love and I'm magically a new person. You know, it's like, wait, I have moments when I go back and forth and I have to like work on it, sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know. I appreciated that. And I heard from people that it was like done that way differently from the novel. I think he was a little more forceful in the novel. So I appreciated that they made that shift and kind of showed that because it was, I don't know, it was important to me for the character.
Interesting, because for me, I thought that moment, because they hadn't really shown that side of him in the series, even though apparently that is a side of him. They hadn't showed it much. It just seemed like out of left field, that particular kind of action.
Oh yeah,
even though,
okay.
So
I can see that.
The only way that I could see it being mitigated is if they had some kind of like early montage with him like picking up someone at a bar or something and being super aggressive with whomever. But since like none of that really happened, to me, it felt like, oh, who are you in that moment? It wasn't like another aspect of him. It was like, wait a second, who are you?
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting that we have like a different interpretation of that same scene.
No, that's really interesting, because I didn't think about it from that perspective, but you make a point where like, I think for me, I took most of my character assumptions from what they said, because you're right. They never showed it. They didn't show him being a playboy. They only always talked about it. And so I guess for me, I took it from the words, but for you, you wanted to see the actual like images and showing it. And that's a good point, because not everyone necessarily would feel the same impact from just words versus like seeing an image, like, because you know it's a series, it's a visual medium mostly, you know. And so I think that maybe you're right, maybe it would have benefited from actually showing that side of him versus just talking about it. I can see that side, you know.
I mean, I guess I could tout writing here for a moment and say it's something similar. You're not going to throw in a random character trait in the middle that's only ever been talked about. You're going to like hint at and show that character trait in your writing and weave it in throughout.
Yeah.
And then when that moment happens, it's not unexpected.
Hmm.
Because it hasn't just because like when people are dialoguing, when people are just talking about things, we most of us read pretty fast. Those are
Hmm.
the little things we miss.
Yeah, I can see
We
that.
miss those little things, and so like it has to be bigger than that in order to leave an impact. And because that scene was so impactful, there had to be, in my opinion, a couple of other impactful scenes that slowed you down as a watcher
Mm.
to like to make help you interpret it all.
Yeah.
That's just
No, I love that. I love I love the two different perspectives on the one scene. That's so fun. I'm glad I picked that scene.
that was a good one to pick. Cognac Girl says they wish they'd have tweaked it a bit more. And
Okay,
Katie says
okay.
they found it a bit weird coming from nowhere, so they just ignored it.
So Katie's a little more with you, Songbird.
And then DeLorean, we now know has extra context. The whole point
Yes.
of that scene was supposed to show how Artie became the consent king. It fell flat in the show, but in the book, the shift was immediate, and he never made the same mistake again. Um, DeLorean, it's quite possible that it was woven in better in the book. It's quite possible that in the book, like those scenes that I was referring to happened, and they just weren't in the show.
Yeah, it's interesting, DeLorean. It's interesting that you said that because I mean, I know that stuff will always change from the novel to the series, of course.
Sure.
But it's interesting that in the novel, he becomes the consent king, like, I guess, a super green flag. Because to me, in the series, and I didn't have a problem with it because I felt like it fit with his character. So I didn't feel like it was odd is that to me he came across as somebody who was always going to push the boundary, but if someone says no, he'll step back. So to
Sure.
me, that's how I feel like they ended the series with his character that way. So if his character in the book was totally different, where like he was more of a green flag, they would have definitely had to have told the story differently to get that across, because I did not get that from the series. So it's interesting that
Then
that's
maybe that
something.
was supposed to be the character arc, somewhat. That
Yeah,
was
maybe
meant
it
to be his
was like
character arc.
maybe they missed just a little bit of the ending of that arc, where if they wanted him to go all the way that way, then maybe, he needed a little more, just a little more, And I also could, my interpretation could also be wrong too. That's just the feeling I got from seeing the series, but maybe other people did feel like he turned into a green flag and was perfect. So
No,
that's so
I
interesting.
felt like he was constantly having to remember to be one.
Yeah. And so
It's
the
not
only
like it came
thing that
naturally.
yeah, the only thing I'm thinking is maybe because the series was only 8 episodes, maybe they felt like they wanted to lengthen his process of changing, because, having someone change instantly is somewhat unrealistic. I mean, unless, I don't know, maybe some people have met people in real life who change immediately. That's very possible. Humans can do lots of things. But for
That's true.
me, I enjoy a slower, like, changing arc. So maybe that's why they did that. Maybe, just a theory. Maybe they wanted to elongate that and show, like, hey, it takes a little second for someone to change. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. DeLorean also said that they thought it was genius that out of 3 years, since Hill and Tur reunited, they kept Artit and Thou apart. Anytime they were all together, one or both of them were always missing.
Oh, yeah. That's like a crazy detail. I'd have to go back and watch, but like that's actually because Dao was not there in a lot of scenes. That's actually a
It's
really good
true.
point. So they didn't have like any chances to get to know each other
Mm,
before their story. So that actually is really smart on the part of the scriptwriters.
absolutely.
Ooh, I love that. I love when people notice all these details, because I analyze things, but I don't necessarily see everything. And I'm sure no one
Sure.
sees everything. But so many people analyze all this stuff like online. And it's so cool to see, like, oh, like, did you guys see this thing in the background? Like, this is what it represents. And I'm like, wait, what? And then, like DeLorean points this out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize. Like, it's so cool to see what everyone notices. Because there's so many details they put into the story that I'm sure they like hope that someone notices. You know what I mean?
Right, absolutely. Oh my gosh, especially in like the setting and stuff. I love the people who are like talking about all the symbolism that's coming from the background of stories.
Mm-hmm.
And like what it all means, and like they're looking up meanings of flowers and like posters and colors and this that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I I think that's almost, I love reading about it, but I think it's almost too analytical for me to attempt when I'm watching. I think I would get in the weeds and suddenly not enjoy it as much, but it's fun to read about afterwards.
Oh yeah, definitely. If I was ever going to analyze something like that, I'd have to just watch it first, like just enjoying, and then go back and analyze, because there's no way I could catch all that in the moment. Like my brain would not be able to process the story, you know?
Right? One thing though is, and I'm curious to see what your interpretation of it was. I don't even know if I have one yet because I just thought of it.
Okay.
But Thou Talk, he painted like Artit's family at the end, right, for his dad under commission. And that painting was in shades of red, which is a very interesting color. And it wasn't a very soft color, even.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
I'm trying to remember the painting from the end. Was it them?
It had like the three silhouettes of people walking away, kind of.
Walking away. I think in the moment I was imagining it was like a sunset.
Okay.
But I'd have to go back and watch it again. But I think if I remember right, when I was looking at it, I felt like he was trying to, you know, paint sort of like a sunset, but I don't know.
It's a very red sunset.
Now I'm like, now I have to Google it. I'm like, okay, what did that picture look like? Because I don't remember.
And yeah, I mean, I was interpreting it. I don't even know how I interpreted that because it was so. Maybe that's a color they use for happily ever after. I've got her researching, guys. Oh man.
No, I know. Well, it's not going to come up because I'm sure I'd have to probably like actually look at the episode, because like searching painting from the end of Fourever You 2 is not coming up. Well, I can get back to you with that, but I just honestly can't remember exactly what it looks like right now. But I don't know. Maybe it has to do with red can mean I don't know. I feel like red has different meanings maybe in Asia, because all of their New Year stuff is red. So maybe it represents like new beginnings.
I'm just reading the AI overview cautionary tale, everybody, but I'm sure it's close enough. It does say it's an auspicious and sacred color in Thailand,
Mm-hmm.
symbolizing heaven.
Oh, well, there you go.
Light,
yeah,
energy and power.
I
So it's like a spiritual thing.
Yeah, like because they have a lot of red in their temples and stuff like that, which makes sense. I think that, you know, maybe just about like the new beginning, letting go of the past, pushing forward into the future, the love, maybe. I don't know. But it is interesting to think about, you know. I'm sure someone has some detailed analysis of it online.
It's possible or not. We might be the first people talking about it. Who knows?
Ooh,
but
maybe.
but still, I think that was like interesting. I now that I know more about Thai culture from reading about red, it makes sense that it is red, in tones of red, as far as being such a vivid sunset that they were going into. But yeah, maybe they were accompanying and like sending mom off to heaven, even, or like I don't know, heaven is really a Buddhist thing, but you know, the afterlife or the next life or something along those lines.
Yeah, very possible. Oh, that show was so good. I can't wait till the next story.
The next story has already been posted, is when it's coming out too. I just don't remember.
I know.
It's like mid-May or something.
Mm-hmm.
Another May series, guys. It'll be fun.
Oh, can't wait.
Get your WeTV subscriptions now. I don't know.
Right? Yes, for anyone watching this still or coming across this later, IGE's sale ends April 30th. So get your 50% off IGE now.
Absolutely. Totally worth it for a full year.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of subscriptions, Artit's name means sun, so having the family bathe in the sunset works too. Oh, that's a good point
true.
too.
DeLorean.
Artit does mean sun.
You are so correct. I knew that and just didn't think about it in my analyzation. Yes, that's so true. That is really lovely actually to have it kind of represent the sun.
Yeah, it's a lovely addition to our little analysis. I love that. And the next story is coming out May 14th. We now know. Okay, so
Huzzah!
happy days. Huzzah. Oh, do we have anything else? Or are we
I think
happy
that's
campers
it. I think,
with our little...
we analyzed a lot. We talked about it. We're excited. Thank you for sticking with us till the end. Absolutely. We always enjoy our live chats so much. We appreciate you all.
Keeps us
Come
going.
join us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. We'll have some more fun things to talk about. And
sure.
Yeah, subscribe, like, share, do all the things.
Absolutely. Until next time, everyone. And don't forget to watch our Only French reaction videos.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.